Hello and welcome to another Royal Reviewer live weekly chat. I hope you've all had a fabulous, amazing week as always. I know I have. So welcome to the chat. And of course, the format is exactly the same as every single week, every Saturday, live, 10 o'clock GMT. Just say hello. If you've got a question, ask a question. You know, you can chat to other people in the chat room. If you're watching this on catch up, which I know many of you do, which is when after the live chat the video goes straight onto YouTube, you won't see what's going on in the chat room, which is why I always read the comments. So if you're watching, you can basically catch up on what's going on. Now I don't have the time to read every single comment because the chat room is getting quite busy now. Because these live chats are becoming quite popular. So, because they've become quite popular, we now have a chat room moderator to help keep things in check. So there are a few simple rules which I'll just go through really, really quickly. And the main one is just to be kind. Be kind to others and respect others in the chat room. Because we all have different views, and of course I don't mind people airing their views. I believe in freedom of speech, but once you've made your point, move on. You know, don't keep dragging it out if it's something really negative, because that can upset other people and other members in the chat room and can spoil their enjoyment. So you're perfectly fine to air your views, say what you feel about a particular royal or whatever, but just say it once and then move on. And of course, you know, we're a very tolerant group, but be respectful to others in the chat room. And that is basically my only rule. So hello to Jamie, who is moderating tonight. So I'm just going to go now and find the chat window and say hello to everyone. Now, of course, the chat's been going on a little bit before I got here. So if I haven't read any of your comments, then, and it's a really important question, then do type it again. So I can see Jen. Hello to you, Jen. Hello to Oh Dear. Hello to Ben McLean. I'm just scrolling down a little bit. A bit of a conversation going on between Ben and Jen, which I don't have time to read out. Hello to the English train spotter. I do believe you're new, and welcome so much. And hello to Christine and Ohio. Betsy's here, Kelli Black, Jamie, of course, Rob M and James Med 4, Country Girl, Sandy's here. Wow, hello to everyone. And by the way, if there is any technical troubles, please always try and refresh. Candice Banal Girl says, hello Elliot, you look very dapper. Thank you so much. It's a new waistcoat. And for those of you wondering, I'm wearing the Prince Albert replica brooch, which is the brooch that he designed for Victoria, Queen Victoria that is, on their wedding day. Ingrid, hello to you, says, hi Elliot, how was your week? I love your brooch today. I have a replica of Catherine's, formerly Princess Diana's, blue engagement ring. There are many. I've seen lots, which you love. I'm sure you do. I think I would too if I could wear one. Hello to H.A. Bracken. Betsy says, when do we get to have a fireside chat? Well, I could possibly do one next week. Hello to Ellie Neff, who says, beautiful poinsettia. Yes, it's my Christmas poinsettia. Say hello to the Christmas poinsettia. Rob M says, I certainly hope you have started your holiday shopping. I kind of started it, but I haven't finished it. Quite a few things have happened in the past couple of weeks in my personal life, and I haven't managed. Oh, definitely. Okay, I might be doing that quite a lot. I have the sneezes. They came on about 2 hours ago, and I just started sneezing. And I don't know if it's something in the air. I don't know if it's... I don't know what it is, but something is tickling my nose and making me sneeze. So if I sneeze, please excuse me. Country Girl says, I adore your chats. I adore you watching. Oh no, not again. Okay, I've now got my sneezing bits. Oh dear, says Elliot, Conchetta is on display. Is your tree and decorations up for us to see? I'm going to sneeze again. Oh no. Oh dear. Okay, I'm sorry, I cannot help the sneezing. Jamie says, all hail Sage Lady, whom a grateful isle hath blessed. Our very own goddess, glorious, Gloriana, Elizabeth, Regina. I almost wrote that like a poem. Jen says, hi Elliot, you get my card. I haven't been to my box this Saturday. I normally do every single Saturday. I check my PO box. But we've had loads of snow. Loads and loads and loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of snow. Freaky snow for us. So I've not been able to get my car out. My car is snowed in. And I have got my Christmas decorations up. And I actually made a live video of the snow and of my Christmas decorations. So I'll be putting that vlog out on the main channel. So don't expect any royals in it. It is just the snow in Shropshire, the Shropshire snow, and my Christmas decorations. And I will, of course, check my box as soon as I'm able to. Mary says, curious if you have any information on a Princess Mary that left the royals and moved to America. I didn't know there was a Princess Mary that left the UK and moved to America. But I could look that up. Christine says, you sent a card too. I will definitely check that out as soon as I can. Rob M says, I certainly hope you're not becoming, there I go again, allergic to your fans. No, I'm not. I think there's something in the air. I just keep sneezing. Peter Tor says, hi Elliot, you need Kleenex. I think I do. Hello, I'm back. I'm sorry, I had to blow. I had to blow. My nose, of course. So hopefully the camera did actually turn off and it was muted, so you couldn't hear or see anything disgusting. But yes, I did have to go blow. Oh no, that's a low blow. Maybe I may have to keep doing that tonight. I don't know. Or maybe that's it. Maybe it's cleared. It could have been dust up my nose. Maybe it was dust. I don't know. Do you guys ever get that where you just need when you just get a really itchy nose? I don't know. Oh dear says run for the antihistamines quick. Mary says, oh dear, the time was in the mid-late to 1800s. Carolyn Lightheart says, greetings Elliot and hope your week has been good. Any thoughts on the latest of The Crown? Not impressed yourself? I haven't watched it yet because I don't have Netflix. But I will be hopefully getting access to Netflix very soon so I can catch up. But I certainly do. I do want to watch it. I really enjoyed the last series. In fact, I'm hopefully getting that. The last series is out on DVD, so hopefully getting that for Christmas. Oh dear says snow. How nice. None of it here on the island yet. Hello to Chris Jagger who says hi. Hope you're well. Can't hang here tonight. You have another appointment. But you'd like to know that Prince Andrew and the President of Iceland both have a copy of your book, and of course that is the book that I read lots from about a month ago. I think it probably was. So wow, I'm really pleased that your book has reached such high places, and I feel privileged that I'm one of them. So again, thank you so much for the book. And in fact, I did put a picture of your book on my Patreon page for patrons to see. Jamie says it's promised to snow overnight here. Well, we get more snow, I think tomorrow. in Sunday, so another 10 to 12 centimeters, and we already had loads. But you'll see the snow that I had in the video I put out. Hello to Mahmood, who is here and sending me some hearts. Jen says bless you. Chris Jagger says bless you. Ben says great news, Chris. Betsy says poinsettias may make you sneeze. Oh no, it's not the poinsettia, is it? Do you have to go? You may have to go, poinsettia. Should the poinsettia stay or go? Okay, who else knows? Do poinsettias make you sneeze? It's the only difference I've got in here. It could be that I don't feel like I've got a cold, so it just could. It feels like there's something in the air making my nose tickle. Basically, Jamie says, "Where are you gone?" Jen says, "Uh-oh." And then Jamie says, you're back. Yes, I was back. And Jamie says, that was very dignified. Well, I hope it was. Carolyn Lightheart says, hello, Elliot. How was your week? Any thoughts on The Crown? Not liking it myself. I have to watch it. And of course, as soon as I do, I will let you know. But I did really enjoy the last series. I really did. Rob M says, I wonder if it's that poinsettia that's causing the problem with your sneezing. Okay, a few people thinking poinsettia, but they don't. Do they have? Oh, they do. They do possibly have pollen things. Oh no! Let me check. Oh, they do. Oh, it could be the poinsettia. Oh, you naughty poinsettia. Oh, what am I going to do with the? I like the Christmas poinsettia. Oh no. Okay, if it gets too much, I will have to whiz it out of the room. Bad poinsettia. I will tell you of. You naughty poinsettia. Johan says, I've got the air conditioner on cold here in Pretoria, South Africa. Any Aussies here? I don't know. Let's ask the question. They'll know all about hot Decembers. Well, for once, we've got a cold December here in the UK. Jen says, I have bad allergies. Well, if I am allergic to that, I didn't know I was. Ben McLean says, imagine if the royal, okay, oh, oh no, this is getting really bad. Ben says, imagine if the real Queen Elizabeth started commenting. That would be such a larger than life experience. It would, but hopefully not while I'm sneezing. That would not be good. I bet my face looks terrible when I sneeze. Oh no. Christine says, I got a kick out of Prince Edward's pants this week. In the UK, pants means something completely different. Pants is underwear. Pants is like Y-front briefs. So we call them trousers. So he was wearing tartan trousers. Now I'm not sure what the tartan check is. I do know that royals do. There are certain royal tartans, but I'm not up on which one is which. You can check. There is a website which you can check tartans, but it's probably some kind of tartan connected to the royal family. But I'm afraid I can't enlighten you any further on that. But it did look weird, tinged with a velvet or a velour jacket, which looked blue, with the tartan, with a kind of blue velour. I would say monogrammed, but monogrammed is two letters entwined. It was just an E for Edward with a crown above on the slippers. They were smoking slippers. He was wearing some blue kind of velvet smoking slippers with the initial E on it. Obviously E for Edward. But it did look a bit of an odd mix. Please let me know what you think. It kind of makes me want to go out and buy tartan trousers, though. I think I need some. I need some tartan in my life. And maybe not the poinsettia. Okay, let me move down the question. Jamie said, oh no, I've just skipped loads again. It always does this since they changed the chat. Okay, I'm going up. Right, Jamie said, finished the whole of season 2 today. It was better than season 1. You've watched all of them. Oh my goodness. When were they out? Peter Tall says, hi everyone, enjoyed the Duchess of Gloucester video. That side of the family we rarely see. Yes, I really enjoyed making a video on the Duchess of Gloucester. She looked really good. She looked very healthy, and she was carrying out her royal duty with aplomb. So yes, so it was really good to see her out and about. I know she does carry out quite a lot of engagements, but we rarely get to see the footage or the pictures back from them. So it was really nice to be able to give that video to you all. If you haven't seen it, do go watch it. Jamie says, well, Andrew knew you had it, so he got it too. What, the red trousers or the velour jacket? In fact, I do have a velour jacket, which you'll see in a few weeks. Odia says, the first 2 episodes of The Queen on Netflix is about Philip being a bad boy. Okay, so there's some artistic license possibly there. Leaving on tour for months and then thinking better about things and heading back to the castle. Well, I mean, obviously he did do tours in the early days and time away by himself, but who knows if things were bad? There could be a bit of artistic license there. Christine says, I watched 2 episodes of The Crown last night, very good. James Medford says, PBS in the USA will have season 2 of Victoria starting on Sunday, January the 14th, 2018, cannot wait. Odia says, along with the Suez Crisis, I found it entertaining and informative. And of course, one thing I did like about The Crown last series was that it did stick to historical events within the timeline and time frames quite well. So obviously they're now doing that with the Suez Crisis. Hooked on Jesus waves, waving back to you. Jamie says the last episode of The Crown is very touching. Now, those of you who watched my live chats last year, after I finished watching the episode, or I started watching them, will know that I got very roused by them. Roused in the sense of emotion. And I did blub quite a lot. I cried quite a lot during it because I got very roused, very emotional. And I'm hoping that this series is just as touching. There were certain key moments which definitely made my eyes moist. Ingrid says, I'm so looking forward to watching series 2 of The Crown tonight on Netflix. However, I think Claire Foy plays a very sad queen. I don't think our real queen is this way. I mean, of course, it's very hard to know exactly what the queen is like in private. And there are some accounts that make their way out through staff, you know, writing books, people that she meets, possibly telling stories, but we don't really know, you know, who the real queen is beneath the surface. We get glimpses, we certainly get glimpses, but I agree, I think she's probably a very fun person behind the scenes, and Claire Foy portrays the queen kind of how we see her publicly, I think. Peter Tor says, if there is yellow pollen, then maybe it is. Well, I haven't been sneezing all day, and it's only just started, and it's because I'm being sat here. So possibly it is the Poncietta. H.A. Bracken says, do I have a real Christmas tree? No, I do not, because I do not want my little kitty catty friends thinking it's a real tree and doing a wee up it. So no, I haven't. I've got 2 fake trees. I've got 2 trees. One in the living room behind me, and one that way ahead of me. And I will show you them on the video that I'm going to make, along with all the snow in my garden. So do look out for that. Hooked on Jesus says, how do you do, Jen? Jamie says, I love the part in The Crown where Jackie Kennedy arrives at Windsor, and the Queen puts on a show with guards lining the corridors. I believe that kind of still happens with formal state visits. Peter Tor says, it's very pretty, don't scold it. And Jen laughing at the naughty Poncietta. Oh dear says, get up close and breathe in the Poncietta. If you blow up, we all know it's the culprit. I am not sniffing that. I am not a Poncietta sniffer. I am not going to be sniffing Ponciettas. But I am feeling a bit, again, oh no. I don't feel like I don't have a cold. I really don't. Betsy says, just finished season 2 of The Crown. Fantastic. So lots of, some people saying not so good, some people saying good. Peter Tor says handkerchief. I may have to go get another one soon. Frank T says, Elliot, what has happened to Meghan Markle? Is she in LA? Yes. Well, I don't know about LA, but she's certainly not in the UK. I do believe she's, I say separated from Harry. I do not mean they split. I mean they separated in the sense of physically. Harry's here and she is off somewhere. I don't have any confirmation where. I haven't seen any photographs or her stepping on and off a plane, but I do believe that she is not in the UK. Right, I am going to have to turn this off for a moment and go and get a new handkerchief. So do bear with me while I do. I'm back. Hello, I am back and refreshed. It certainly is not a cold. It really isn't. I really don't feel like it's a cold. So I think it is the Poncietta. It's the naughty Poncietta. I don't know. But I'm certainly not breathing it in. And another bless you coming in. Well, I didn't know tonight would be the night of my nose. Betsy says, goodbye, Poncietta. Sandy says, Poncietta's got to go. Oh dear says, the plaid trousers, I'm going to say trousers, killed me. What a hoot, along with the velvet smoking jacket. Hugh Hefner, is that you? I think he was taking direct inspiration from the hair. Peter Tor says, I thought he looked fine. Maybe a little more relaxed, but it's the holidays. I want slippers the same. And my initials and his initials are the same with an E. So I could wear his slippers. So I want to know where they're from so I can get some. Okay, if you made the slippers and you're watching, send me some, please. I need to wear them. I need a pair of those slippers in my life. Ben McLean says, I think my YouTube stream isn't working. Switching over to your PC computer. Christine says, oh, sorry, I did not know. Caroline says, those plaid trousers are terrible. And as for the slippers, wondered if he had a foot issue. Well, I haven't heard he had a foot issue. And that was from a few weeks ago, actually. And I didn't hear anything. So we will see. Ingrid says, I think it's so sad Meghan didn't take her dog named Bogey. Was it Bogey? Don't talk about bogies when I've got a bad nose, please. With her to England, she only took one. There may have been a problem. Either that or perhaps it was her partner's, her ex-partner's dog. I'm not sure. But there obviously was an issue with Bogey. I mean, I don't think she would have chosen to have left a dog behind. I don't think it was her choice. So whatever the reason was, and we're not entirely sure what it was, I don't think it was a case of I'm leaving you behind and taking the other dog. I do believe there was some kind of issue. And when she spoke about the dogs in the engagement sit-down interview bit, she did kind of briefly touch on the fact that there could have been some kind of problem. The wording she used, I can't quite remember the exact wording, but there was something she said that made me think that there was a problem. So I'm believing that's what it is. Just Me says, Elliot, I like your shirt. Thank you so much. This is a waistcoat, and this is my floral shirt, which I've worn a few times before. Sandy says, yes, the plaid trousers are hilarious. Letitia Williams says, will Meghan spend Christmas with the Queen? Nothing's been confirmed. I think it was Kensington Palace that said that they would talk about it a little bit nearer the time. It's expected that she will, which is why I think she's not in London in the UK now. She's probably flown to maybe have an early Christmas or to see relatives in the States. And then I believe, although don't take my word for it, it may not happen, but I believe she'll come back to the UK, spend a few days with Harry in Kensington Palace before moving on to Sandringham for the traditional royal Christmas, which of course will be her first. So yes, in a nutshell, I do believe she'll get to spend the holidays with the Queen. She may stay at Sandringham, or Harry and Meghan may stay at Anne Hall with Catherine and William. I don't know. Although this year, one thing we do kind of expect is that William and Catherine and George and Charlotte will spend Christmas at Sandringham, because they didn't last year. Well, not Christmas Day, anyway. So yes to William and Catherine and Charlotte and George. I think probable yes to Meghan and Harry as a couple at Sandringham, but we will have to wait and see. I think there will be an announcement closer to the time. Peter Tor says, loved the slippers. OD says, oh yes, and the velvet slippers. Oh my, was his suit at the cleaners? I really don't know. But it did provide quite a laugh when I saw the photographs. Joe Bob says, hail from Shanghai. I'm so late. Don't worry, you're only 26 minutes late. And of course, you can always watch everything on catch up. Ingrid says, I think tartan trousers would be very cute on a man or a woman. Jen says, I need some new jeans. Ben says, okay, my stream is working. I can see me. And Ingrid says, get some tartan ones. Okay, and Jamie says, the episodes were out Friday at 8 o'clock. Wow, well, you've done a lot of watching to watch all of them in that time. Carolyn says, I've not finished them, just got to where Margaret met Tony. Jen says, I need petite ones. I'm short and only £114. Just like me. Ingrid says, I love seeing a man wear a brooch, like I do. Well, you know, I think it's catching on. In fact, Jamie said to me a few weeks ago that they're now selling suits with pins or brooches, and some of them were quite elaborate if you do a search for suit brooch on Google. So I think they're catching on. Maybe I've started something, I don't know, but they do. I think they really, you know, it's an accessory for an outfit, and I really like wearing them. So I really hope I think they have caught on. So now I need to start a new trend. So leave a comment. What should be my new trend? I'm thinking headscarves on men. Vinnie Blair says, Bogart, that's the other dog for Meghan, is too old and unhealthy to travel. Between the injections and the plane ride, it can be traumatic. Well, that could be a reason, actually, thinking about it. And I do believe it was Bogart that was left behind and not Bogey. Bogey and Bogart, there you go. Jamie says, looks like Royal Stewart, I think it is, tartan. It could well be. I haven't checked it out. But yes, it's certainly probably a tartan that has a meaning to it. Caroline says, yes, they are sticking to the timeline accurately in The Crown. Good, because I like historical accuracy in these sorts of adaptations. Ingrid says, Elliot, do you enjoy reading any historical novels? If so, which ones do you recommend? I do. I do like historical novels. Do you mean biographies or fiction historical novels? I think you mean fiction historical novels. I really like the Alison Weir ones, and for exactly the same reason as I've just said. She sticks to facts as far as she can. Of course, with a book, there's always a little bit of an artistic license, you know, with what the characters are saying, but she pretty much sticks to the whole facts in the time frame. So Alison Weir is a really good one to read. Sort of historical novels as well. I mean, it's not about royals, although some royals are in them. I really liked the Shardlake series by C.J. Sampson. They are amazing. I really love that series, and I'm really hoping for a new book coming out soon. And then there's the Shakespeare novels with John Shakespeare, who is another investigator who works for the Crown. So I like those as well. So Alison Weir is probably the best biographer and historical fiction novel, but I also like C.J. Sansom. Ohio says, has there been a confirmed date set for the wedding? No, but we will know in due course. Jamie says it shows Charles in Gordonstown. I think we're jumping back to the Crown here, and there's a juxtaparallel between him and Philip's time there, and Philip's struggle with his sister's death. It's very touching with Charles being bullied. Well, of course, Philip did go to Gordonstown, which is why he thought Charles should go there to toughen Charles up a bit. I think he saw Charles's sensitive side and knew that to be king, you had to have a bit of backbone. So I think he thought in his head that he was doing Charles a really big favour, sending his very sensitive son to Gordonstown. And of course, we all know Charles absolutely hated it. It wasn't for him, and he used to spend most of his weekends away from Gordonstown at Balmoral with the Queen Mother, in fact. And she used to comfort him and actually coach him through it, coach him how to survive being at Gordonstown. So I hope that's been covered in it as well, that he used to go to the Queen Mother. Obviously, I haven't watched it, but hopefully that is in there somewhere. And if not, it should be. Letitia Williams says, when will Meghan make her next public appearance? No announcements. Again, we still think she's not in the UK, but hopefully she'll be back and out and about soon. Jen says, don't drink your tea and sneeze. Well, I will try. Although I'm sure it would be funny for you guys. Tron Jesus is laughing. Ingrid says, show us some footage of your house and garden. That would be lovely. Well, I certainly have my Christmas tree, or my Christmas trees, and I have sort of from the window all the snow in my garden, but maybe I'll take a snowy walk in my garden tomorrow to finish off the video. What do you think? Jamie says it goes quite in detail to Anthony Armstrong Jones's life under the covers, let's just say. Well, he did have a very interesting life under the covers. Carolyn says, goodbye, take care. Goodbye to you. Lady Buckingham says, now that they are engaged, will Meghan have security with her all the time, even when back in America? Yes, she will have personal protection now that she is engaged and sort of in the public eye. However, she doesn't have her own staff yet. That comes when she's married and doing official engagements, which is why on the joint engagement Harry and Meghan did together, she was using his personal assistant to collect the flowers. She will get hers when she's officially married and officially working royal. Let's not forget it was unconventional, so soon after the engagement, for Meghan to be taking part in a royal engagement. So she's kind of jumping ahead a little bit, but eventually things will catch up. Joe Bob says, I think it's a pancetta that's making you sneeze too. I think it probably is. Oh dear says, Queen Elizabeth II, haven't seen those episodes yet, making dinner and watching with hubby this evening. Jamie says, I loved it, oh dear, kind of sad. I watched it all and now have to wait another year. You were too greedy, you binge watched. Don't binge watch. I'm going to savour it. I will watch probably one every other day or something like that. Ohio says, if you sneeze all over the camera, I'll contribute $10 to your Patreon account. No, I'm not going to be sneezing. I will do dignified sneezes from now on if I can. If I can get there quick enough, I'll keep muting it or something. Vinnie Blair says, you need to put the plant outside the door for the time being. Do you think? I've managed for a moment. Peter Tor says, Prince George, Duke of Kent, is one of my favourite dukes. His birthday is coming up. I don't see much of his family other than this son, Prince Edward. Any news on them? Prince George, they're cool. Any news on the Duke of Kent? I haven't got any latest news, but if something comes up, I will make a video. Oh dear says, bad pancetta may need to be adopted and live at your mother's house. It's a very naughty pancetta. Possibly. Possibly, maybe. Let me go back up. I've lost a few comments. Okay, let's go back up. Go back up, go back up. Okay, hang on. Going down again. Okay. Ohio says naughty Poinsettia has to be punished. I think it does. Jamie says the Poinsettia has been threatened by placing a blade at his base. He has indeed. And if he makes me sneeze too much, he will be snipped. Hooked on Jesus says Bogart. Okay, Bogart or Bogey. I'm not quite sure which. Ingrid says, what's the weather like where you are? It's 78 where you are. It's really cold where I am. And there's snow. It's been snowing and there's due to be even more snow tomorrow. So yes, we're going to get a lovely thick colouring of the white stuff. Fluffenkaiser. I normally say that correct. Fluffenkaiser says, hi Elliot. You know Saturday night is a great night because your live chat makes it that way. Thank you so much. I hope to see you in 2018, some plans or even discussion for you holding some royal seminars. Ooh, I would love to. Only if there's seminars on a cruise ship. I would love to do paid seminars on cruise ships. That would be amazing. Dream job. Jamie says the dog was banned like the Duke of Windsor. Ooh, hang on. Okay. Ben McLean says, how many royals gather for Christmas? Well, Sandringham looks huge. From the outside, it looks mega massive. But it's actually pretty full to capacity when the royals descend. Some of the royals use cottages and things that are on the estate, accommodation on the estate. And they tend to kind of take it in shifts to kind of come and visit. So the main royal family, the key members, will be there for Christmas. But then extended family will visit over the Christmas period to see the Queen. So they will mostly all get a chance to kind of be there if they want to, but they can't all be there at one time. There is limited space. In fact, they could probably do with a little bit of an extension, maybe like a bedroom wing or something built. But how they're working, it has worked, and it's a system that's worked for a long time. It's kind of the same a little bit at Balmoral too. But the Queen does always have a function before she leaves to Sandringham, where the key royals and all of the extended family go to Buckingham Palace, and they have a big sit-down dinner. So that's her chance to see everyone together. Ohio says, please keep an eye on the possible country retreat that Harry and Meghan are rumoured to be purchasing. Any developments on their country home, of course, I will let you know, or any new rumours that might be coming up as well. But I will always tell you if it's a rumour, you know, or a definite. Oh dear says, apparently her mom is being surrounded and hounded by media in her small bungalow in California. I think Meghan is there trying to sort out what mom should do for the best. Her mom, I have seen press attention for her mother. She's becoming quite the, I suppose, minor celebrity in a way, through association with her daughter, which could be good or could not be good, I don't know. But I don't think Meghan's going to sort that out. I think she's probably just going to have kind of like a pre-Christmas, an early Christmas with her family before she comes back to the UK to spend it with Harry. Do excuse and I'm back. Refreshed again. My goodness, that Poinsettia has got to go. My goodness. I so did not know that could do that. My goodness. Okay, Just Me says, Meghan is in Los Angeles visiting her family. Are there photos? Do let me know if there's photos. Ingrid says they've been living together for a year. Well, on and off, in between, flitting between countries, of course. Linda P. Golan says, hello, Elliot. I believe Meghan's dog was considered to be too old and frail to make the journey. At least that's what was written here in the US. And it is quite possible. And I'm not sure of the age of the dog, but I did believe that the dog was kind of old. But I do think that Meghan will have made sure that the dog is in perfect, capable hands. Ohio says her father has been hounded too this week. The man just wants to enjoy his retirement and he's being harassed. Well, going back to her father now, I didn't cover this on my main channel because I do like to put out facts. I'm not sure whether this was true or not, but so disclaimer, this might not be true. But there was rumours going around that he'd said, or relatives had said, that even if they weren't invited to the wedding, that they would turn up anyway. And her father has apparently told people that he is going to give Meghan away at the church. So, I mean, we will have to wait and see if that does actually happen. Of course, I don't see a reason why he shouldn't do it. Of course, he should. He is the bride-to-be's father. Okay, and I think I've lost a few comments again. Let's go back up. Okay. Jen says you're 114 pounds. No, I was lying. I wish I was 114 pounds. The hips don't lie. Oh dear says Ingrid, yes, he was often seen sneaking in and out of her house in Toronto. I've seen those photos. Her house is now on the market for sale. Is it sale or rent? I wasn't sure myself whether she rented or bought her house. Oh dear says red tartan for Elliot would look great on you for Christmas Day. You will send the velvet smoking jacket. I would love a proper Hugh Hefner type smoking jacket. And Jamie says he'll send the booze. Oh dear says hooked on Jesus. It's common knowledge here in Canada, and photos have been in the paper. James Medford says, Elliot, would you take a video of some holiday decorations in your city and post it? We'd love to see an English Christmas. Now there's an idea. I could indeed, couldn't I? Oh, that's given me an idea. Perhaps I can. I know why I said Guy is the other dog. I thought Guy was the name of the other dog. Ingrid says, I think Charles is very dapper, a very dapper dresser. You love his style. And he looked fabulous this week on his engagements. And he actually receives some presents from Santa Claus, Father Christmas, to give to Charlotte and George. So please do go watch that video. But yes, he looked pretty amazing this week too. I do love his tailoring on his suits. I'm sure they're quite expensive. Let me just check if he's been up to other things this week that are worth a mention. Oh, by the way, I almost forgot to say because I hadn't looked at my book. We have a slight celebration this week, and that is that this channel now has 1,002 videos. So my back catalogue has grown to 1,002 videos, which is actually amazing because I didn't even think I'd get past 10 videos. So my back catalogue is now very extensive. So, you know, please do go and sift through my playlists and some of my old videos and, you know, see how my video styles have changed. And you know, lots of subjects I've already covered in my 1,002 videos. So do go and check them out. Ingrid says, could you repeat the Shakespeare novels you mentioned? I can. I've forgotten the author. My mind has gone blank. It's probably because of all the sneezes. So I will just check for you the author's name of the Shakespeare novels. I'm sure some avid readers will know anyway. But let me just check. Oops. Okay, right. The Shakespeare novels are. And no, they're not coming up. Hang on. Let me type in John Shakespeare because that's the name of the character and see what comes up. Ah, Rory Clements. He hasn't had a new one out for a while either. So the Shakespeare ones are by Rory Clements, and John Shakespeare is the brother of William Shakespeare. And there's a whole series of novels. He works for the Crown. He's kind of like an investigator, an historical investigator. There's a crime that he has to solve in each book, and they are very, very, very good. So do go and check those out. James Med 4 says the new Canadian brooch, will Her Majesty debut it? Now, ever since she had it, I've been saying I would love to see the Queen wear it for her Christmas broadcast. It would be amazing to see her wear it then. Whether she will or not, I don't know. If anyone's watching from the palace, please, when she records it, please make sure she's wearing that brooch. But if we don't see it in the Christmas broadcast, I'm thinking we'll see it after Christmas, or even, could be around Christmas, or possibly after Christmas for some engagements, or if she receives any official from Canada. Jamie says, I love the parts where Elizabeth Windsor goes and we see Elizabeth Regina, like when the Queen tells Philip Charles is leaving Gordonstone and tells him he is the future of the crown and as Queen. Well, I'm going to have to watch all these bits. I really need to. Jen says, now you're sneezing. Thanks for sharing. I don't think I have a cold. I think it's possibly the pancetta. Odio says, I've always thought Princess Anne would have made a great natural monarch. Charles would have been better sent off to art school or study of environment. Oh my goodness. Well, it didn't. It's going to be Charles. Oh dear says a snowy walk. Can you give that 2 thumbs up? James Med 4 says, I heard Meghan is joining the princes and Catherine in their foundation right away. She is. It was announced almost immediately that she'd be joining the Royal Foundation of the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge and Prince Harry and now Meghan. But if Harry gets a title, it will be the foundation of the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge and the Duke and Duchess of possibly Sussex. So that name will change. But I do agree. I think they will make a really fabulous team. Ingrid says that you love velvet smoking jackets. Hang on, let me go back up. I keep missing all these comments. Going up, going up, going up. Okay. Right, got it. Diamond Danae says, really, wow, snow, great. I love snow, so I'm really, really glad that I've managed to get some finally after years of not having snow. Ingrid says, good question, David Penner. Do you think the Queen gives gifts to her kids and grandkids? You've often wondered. I didn't see David's comment actually. Maybe I've whizzed past it. So sorry if I've missed any comments. Sometimes my screen does skip. When she gives gifts, I think she doesn't necessarily give gifts in the traditional sense of the word. She does like to give honours and kind of official things to her relatives. For example, when they reach certain ages, or family orders, or orders of the Garter, she likes to give symbolic things. I mean, I'm sure she sends out a little gift of something to her grandchildren and relatives at Christmas, but I don't think it's in the way of necessarily toys as such. But again, that's something that we don't actually really know. It's one of those questions we can't really divulge unless one of the royals, divulges what she does. You know, maybe Meghan will be the one to divulge. Vinnie Blair says the media also need to leave Diana. I saw a D. To leave Doria alone. That's Meghan's mom. They just seek to publish derogatory things about her. She doesn't want to be in the public. And Elliot, you make it sound like a good thing. Oh, you mean that she's getting attention? No. Well, it depends how you view attention. Does she want the attention? Does she not want the attention? You know, let's not forget she is American. Her daughter already has fame, so she's kind of used to the fame that her daughter attracts within the scale that she was having the attention. Now, obviously, that's grown and it's just huge. I'm not sure if she does court the attention or not. I think time will tell on that one. Odie says, Elliot is gone again. Off with your head, Ponsietta. The scissors are there and waiting. Ben McLean says, I'm sure the royal sit-down meal would be a very warm and emotional family time. Or just one where they just really enjoy, you know, talking about what's gone on in their lives, as lots of families do when they come together at Christmas. Jen says they just got engaged and he's already ran away. And I think that's how their life has been for the past year and a half, flitting between two countries. And of course, if she does want to have the royal Christmas here, she probably does feel like she has to spend some time with her family, which I think is probably very understandable. Okay, Peter Tor says, Queen Elizabeth, you're doing a great job getting to them before I read them. And that's reference to Jamie doing a fabulous job moderating. Odia says, Meghan rented her house in Toronto and the owners had it up for sale. That's what confused me because I was under the impression that she rented. So the fact it was up for sale just made me think. Okay, Jamie says, Catherine once said in an interview that when George and Charlotte go to stay with the Queen, she leaves little gifts on their beds. Catherine referred to it as cute and shows her love for her family. And of course, the Queen does always make use of the presents that she receives. She likes to use them. Catherine made her homemade chutney one year, and at the very next meal, it was out on the table being used. Donna Pape says, what is the most important thing that Meghan needs to learn to fit in with the royals? I would say the most important thing is, can I say two things? Probably sense of humour. I think they do have a specific sense of humour, and sense of duty. So duty and humour, I think, are the two things that get the royal family through being members of the royal family. The sense of duty, obviously, to help her on her quest, on her path to be a royal. You have to be dutiful to fulfil the role, or else the public will see straight through it. And you have to have a sense of humour to deal with all the stresses that come with it, and to fit in. Well, I think the sort of humour that Prince Philip has injected into the royal family, and I think that has kind of filtered through down the generations. Jen says, you've seen Santa today, and Betsy's clapping. Jamie says, 1,002 times Philip sighed as the Queen's iPad rang with notification. By the way, do hit the notification bell on my channel. It does mean that you will never miss a video, because sometimes the YouTube recommendation list doesn't always put the videos forward for you to watch. So unless you actually physically check my channel and see what's new, if you're relying on notifications, you need to hit the notification bell, which will alert you, or whenever you log into YouTube, it will tell you that I've put a video out that you can watch. So always hit the notification bell. Peter Tor says it's very cute of Her Majesty to do that. You think she leaves little diamonds? I don't think diamonds. But you would love that, of course. They would have to be larger than choking Amazon. I don't think that she would do that. Not diamonds. Well, not until they're older anyway. And back, as if by magic. I'm back and my voice is back to normal. Okay, that plant has got to go. If it does it one more time, it's dead. There will be dead poinsettia everywhere. Betsy says, congratulations on the videos. Thank you so much. Peter Tor says, very cute. I've managed to do that. And I just read that comment, so I won't read it out again. The first Mrs. R says, congratulations on hitting that milestone. You're back. Oh dear says, Donna, how to curtsy and to whom and to keep her lips tight. Well, yes, I mean, she will have to learn the art of the curtsy and who to. But I think that will come in time. But I certainly think duty, a sense of duty, is one of the things that will help. Lots of people say congratulations on going over 1,000 videos. And Jamie says, you think she leaves bottles of Smirnoff? I really don't think so. Maybe some Buckfast. Peter Tor says, congrats, Elliot. I think I will pop some champagne. Pop your cork. Okay. Candice says, do you normally have allergies or hay fever? If the pollen's really, really high, then I can have allergies. I can also get skin rashes very easily too. And Candice says, I noticed you touched a leaf on the poinsettia and soon after touched your face. Need to be careful not to do that. Oh, I don't think I've ever had problems with poinsettias. Though this is the first time I've had one in the house. Oh, it may have to go. We'll see if it carries on. Jen says, I did all my Christmas shopping today online. Well done. I still need to do mine. Oh dear says, I'll be very disappointed if the Queen doesn't wear the Canadian brooch soon. I think we all will. Please wear it. Donna Pape says, truly enjoy your live chats. I'm really glad you do. Thank you so much. Jamie's wishing he'll see everyone at Sandringham Church later. Oh no. Oh dear, you'll see at Sandringham Church. Yes, you'll see who's there, who's at Sandringham. The first Mrs. R says, I think Charles will be a very good king, but I have to admit that I think Anne would have made a fabulous queen. I think she would have made a good queen, but it's not in the line of succession for her to be monarch above Charles. And of course, Charles was the firstborn anyway. Ingrid says, how come we never hear anything about Princess Margaret's children? You do. Sometimes I do make videos. I haven't made a recent one, but there are videos. Do check my channel. If you check my playlist supporting cast, sometimes I always put them in there. So do have a scroll down that. Oh dear says, I think the Queen would give gifts to the children. We are unlikely to hear about that part of her personal life. And the royals do give their gifts on Christmas Eve, not on Christmas Day. Christine says, does Harry get any input into which dukedom he receives? I think they can express a wish, but I think it is bestowed upon them. Some people were saying maybe he should receive Nottingham, but I said last week Nottingham doesn't exist as a dukedom. It would have to be created for that to happen, which I think is probably unlikely, but not impossible. But people mostly think it will be Sussex. Jamie says, the 90th birthday, a family tribute in the documentary? And that's to Peter Torr's question. Betsy says, I would say Meghan's mother would prefer the press to leave her alone. Perhaps she does. I mean, you know, she hasn't spoken publicly about wanting to be left alone. I don't think she's given any interviews. And Meghan hasn't released any statements asking the press to leave her alone. So we'll have to wait and see on that score. Vinnie Blair says, I researched and found that the Duke of Sussex is the most senior dukedom available. Did not realise there are rankings. I also checked as well myself, and I think it's only had one previous incumbent, I think. So it's also one that's not been used very much. In fact, I think Harry would be the second Duke of Sussex, if I'm remembering the one correctly that I did read. Ohio says, please talk about the HMS Queen Elizabeth, which is the which is the new Royal Naval ship, otherwise known as Big Lizzie, which Queen Elizabeth and Princess Anne launched officially into active service. And yes, she did look very happy on that day. Very bright outfit. Princess Anne was dressed in her naval uniform, befitting her rank. And yes, I think the Queen was very proud of that warship. Of course, it is a Royal Naval warship, and it is huge. It's a huge ship. And there is another one, a sister ship, or rather, I should say, a brother ship, being built called HMS the Prince of Wales. So not only will we have Big Lizzie, but we'll have Big Charles as well. I can't think of anything to rhyme with Charles. But I do like Big Lizzie. Jamie says Meghan needs duty, humour and alcohol. Jen says Meghan Markle walked in front of Harry at the charity event, and that's a no-no. Well, it's a no-no with the Queen. Of course, you can't walk in front of the Queen when you're with her on an official duty. But don't forget, the wife of somebody takes on their rank and status. So technically, Meghan Markle, once married, could do that, but not married, she should kind of stay a little bit behind officially, I suppose. Christine says, you love the cake at the ship launch. Oh, I love cake. Well, I would have liked a slice too. Betsy says, what is Prince Andrew up to these days? Things have gone a little quiet. He is, of course, still doing his programme of royal engagements. He does a lot for Pitch at the Palace, which is where they have football on the big lawn at the back of Buckingham Palace. So he's still doing his charity work, but he's not as visible in the press and media as some of the other working royals, especially the younger royals, which are kind of being pushed more towards the forefront of royal life. Ohio says it was made clear that Meghan will spend the next few months visiting friends and family, as well as travelling around the UK to learn about the country. Well, we knew about the sort of mini tour of the country, and of course she is going to spend time with her family and friends. But I do think for Christmas she'll come back and spend it with Harry. It would be kind of weird if she didn't. Okay. The first Mrs. R says, speaking of diamonds, can you talk about your brooch a bit? It looks like Catherine's and the Duchess of Cambridge's engagement ring. It's the Prince Albert, who married Queen Victoria, the Prince Consort. He designed it for Queen Victoria for their wedding day. So it's similar to the Diana one, which she got off the Queen Mother. But no, it is different. It's the Prince Albert one. That's what the replica this is. Although on the original, the stones around it are slightly bigger. Ingrid says, what is this Canadian brooch you're speaking of? Again, search for it on my channel. I made a video about it. But this year, earlier in the year, Canada gifted a new brooch, a snowflake brooch, to the Queen. And of course, she already has a maple leaf brooch from Canada. But she received this new brooch, and she hasn't worn it yet. So we're all wondering when she's going to wear it. Melody says, if Harry and Meghan receive a new title, is there a ceremony that takes place? Not a public ceremony. I think Harry may have to sign some sort of legal document to take on the dukedom, but there is no official ceremony as such. I think, if I remember correctly, in The Crown, actually going back to last series of The Crown, when Philip was given a dukedom, the king bestowed it upon him, and I think he actually did the sword on the shoulders, which is usually for knighthoods, but I think he did do the sword. So again, we never get to see that bit, but perhaps if you mean ceremony, that there is a little private one that goes ahead, and of course the legal documentation to take up that title. And Jamie says, my grandmother used to love poinsettias so much. All my aunts and mum now get one each year, as it reminds us of her. I might not be getting another one. Peter Tor says, love the poinsettia. I have 2 under the tree and 1 on the front door. Maybe this one will end up outside by the front door. Jen says, I used to buy fake poinsettias. I think I may need a fake poinsettia. Oh dear says, regarding Princess Margaret's children, I've shown us her grandson running around with his top off and in his pants. I must say, do go and check out those videos. They're rather entertaining. Flothan Kaiser says, if you spray the plant with some liquid detergent mixed in water, 1 part washing up liquid to 3 parts water, that will contain the pollen from making its way around the room. Well, what if I just cut the middle bit out? Can I not just cut the stamens out? I think they're called stamens, aren't they? Perhaps I might need to cut out the stamens. Ingrid says, I don't think it's the poinsettia making me sneeze. I better not have a cold. James Medford says, Prince Andrew was made a colonel of his father's regiment that he is retired from. Will he now ride with his siblings at Troop in the Colour? I've never seen pictures of him riding. No, he usually rides in the carriage. You're quite right. And who knows, at Troop in the Colour this year, he could take up. But like you say, I've never seen him horse ride. But I'm sure he can. Didn't he used to play polo? So if you can play polo, you can ride a horse. So maybe we will this year. Of course, Princess Anne does. William does. Harry doesn't. Harry goes in the coaches as well with Camilla and Catherine. Candice says, congratulations on bringing us many wonderful videos. Your channel is the classiest royal channel out there. Thank you so much. Odia says, you're the best royal channel and fun too. Again, thank you so much. I really am pleased that people enjoy watching my videos and coming back for more, of course. Jamie says, oh, there was a very funny part in The Crown when the Queen gets a new haircut. And Philip says, if you wish to go biking, it can double as a helmet, and laughs at her. The look on her face is so funny. Well, she has always had a bit of a helmet hair going on. So yes, and of course, he can't have hated her hair that much because she kept the helmet. The helmet has survived to this very day. Jen says they come in different colours. I hope you're talking about poinsettias and not queens. Odia says my video on Big Lizzie was excellent. And Peter Tor says, Jamie, stop giving the plot away. Although we already know what the plot is because it follows history. So does it really make much difference? I'm not quite sure. The first Mrs. R said, the HMS Me was just adorable. Ohio says, Ponchetta might have to go away. They are poisonous to cats. Are your babies leaf nibblers? Well, no, they're not. And they don't jump up there, so I think that's kind of safe, possibly. Okay. Donna Pape says, will Meghan have someone assigned to help her learn proper protocol? I think she will already have been versed in some of the nuances involved with royal life, but she will, of course, have instructions on how to sit, how to get out of cars, what to do at dinners. All of this will, she will have to learn it. So yes, there will be somebody advising her on that. Floken Kaiser says, Elliot's Royal Reviewer channel earns him a seat in the House of Lords. Well, it should. Elliot would be advisor to Privy Chamber. He also deserves an OBE for service to the public of royal knowledge and education or entertainment. You can get an OBE for services to entertainment. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, 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 if anybody's watching from the government or from the palace. It would be pretty good. I jest. Vinnie Blair says, as a card-carrying feminist, Meghan and Harry may have discussed when she could walk in front of him and when she couldn't. I definitely think she'll be carrying on her work with being a feminist and promoting feminism out there. But I think she'll find different ways of doing it through the charities which she supports post-marriage. So I think she may not be as to the forefront with it, maybe, I'm not sure. Of course, there is scope for rewriting the rule book, but I think she'll do it in more subtle ways, in the fact that she supports charities, furthering women, and maybe even furthering black women in life and in education and in business even. So there's different ways that she could do it. I'm not entirely sure how, but she could most certainly go there and tackle the issues that she wants to. Oh dear says, Donna, she will have a number of people managing and training her. She will definitely be having advice. Jamie says, in season 2, when the title was bestowed on him, Prince of the United Kingdom, all the family was there in full regalia. Joe Bob says, Elliot, I love your channel too, very tasteful, and it maintains a respectable forum. It teaches others to refrain from negative energy and promotes positive and healthy dialogue. I do agree, and of course I do believe, as I said earlier, in freedom of speech. Sometimes in the comment section, people do get into heated debates, although I am in favour of the rigour of debate. But yes, all I ask is that people try not to be negative personally to other members, because that's not respectful and kind of breaks my rules. Jen thinks it's not hard to learn all the protocol. Ingrid says, wish Harry would have married an aristocrat from a European nation. Betsy says, poinsettias are poisonous for pets. Oh no, I didn't know that actually, but my cats don't go up there. I will say that. Christine says, you can't put poinsettias outside when it's cold, they die. Ugh. I feel like I've got something in the house that's lethal. Jen says, use gloves. Ingrid says, Prince Andrew is adorable. You don't see much of him nowadays. Oh dear says, Prince Andrew tends to be a naughty royal, but always interesting and has a great smile. And the first Mrs. R says, when in high school, everyone fancied Prince Andrew. Ohio says, yes, I agree about her coming back for Christmas. My point is people are making a thing about her possibly being out of the UK right now. I don't think it's a big thing that she's not here, but I do think she's somewhere else at the minute, but there isn't anything bad about that going on. So no, there is no runaway bride. Jamie says, I thought HMS was very funny too. I wonder if the Queen saw it. And Jen says, yes, poinsettias come in different colours. Jamie says, an OBE for service. Hang on, start again. Jamie says, an OBE for services to impregnated beavers. ODS says, are you a leaf nibbler? Maybe that is the problem. You don't throw a couple of leaves in your salad. No, I have not been eating the poinsettia. I am not a leaf nibbler. Candice says, if your greenhouse is heated, it's not, or could be heated, then you could put... I'm not heating a whole greenhouse for that poinsettia. Definitely not. Especially with it being a naughty poinsettia. And OJ says, I deleted one of my messages as I had my fingers on the wrong keys. Oh no. Peter Tor says, Betsy, good info, thank you. I have a little Maltese, but she's so picky things like that don't interest her. More of a meat and potatoes kind of girl. Jamie says, I hope they don't get the horrid royal butler to train Meghan. And God help her etiquette teachers tend to be the most annoying. I am not going to say anything bad about the royal butler. Not in public, anyway. Jamie says, staying in a room with a poinsettia for more than 30 minutes can be life-threatening. Oh, no. Ingrid says, Elliot, do you dress creatively at work also? I actually can't at work because my job, although I work in a school, it's fairly physical with the type of students I work with. So I'm afraid I have to wear comfy clothes for work. It's definitely comfort over style at work. Cheryl says, hello Elliot, your poinsettias are beautiful, but very sniffly. Thank you though. Odia says, this video chat is going down as the poinsettia debacle. It is indeed, it's making me sneeze. Ruth says, hello from Houston. Is there much talk over there of whether or not Trump will be invited to Harry and Meghan's wedding? Usually reigning heads of state or voted in heads of state are invited, so possibly yes, or he could send a representative, someone, a family member or somebody official instead, but I'm sure he will be getting some kind of invite. Christine says, Jamie is so funny, he should be on the Graham Norton show. Okay, I think finally I've reached the bottom of the chat. Jamie says, staying in a room with a poinsettia can make you get the shingles. Early side effect is sneezing. Really? Really? Oh no, I better not be getting shingles. I need to enjoy Christmas. Okay, Prince Harry this week has been to 2 carol singing services, or concerts, shall I say, and one of them, his ex Chelsea Davy was there. Of course, nothing happened. I'm not suggesting anything happened, but he was at an event with Chelsea Davy there too, with no Meghan. So I'm not sure whether that would have been awkward or not, but I'm just saying that Chelsea Davy was there. Another big thing for my channel that happened this week was I made a video of Hyacinth Bouquet or Hyacinth Bucket, or the actress Patricia Routledge meeting the Queen. And this video struck a chord, I think, with viewers because it's had 160,000 views the last time I checked in under a week, and that's absolutely phenomenal. So thank you to all who have watched that video, and perhaps more Hyacinth videos coming up. I did actually write a Hyacinth episode, well, kind of like a fan fiction, but as an episode, but set in today's world. So maybe I might do a kind of Jackanory type video of me reading that script in episodes. So maybe some more Hyacinth videos to come. I think Hyacinth struck a chord with lots of viewers. There was also an exclusive this week. Sophie Winkleman, who is the wife of Lord Frederick Windsor, who is the son of Prince and Princess Michael of Kent, and of course Prince Michael of Kent being the Queen's cousin. So that's the family linkage. So Sophie Winkleman was in a very serious car crash. She did something to her back, and she's been in hospital, as far as we're aware, ever since. And that was about 2 weeks ago now. And it was very, very, very serious, although she is expected to make a full recovery. First eyewitnesses to the scene said that the wreckage was mangled. So it was a very, very serious car incident, and she was coming back from filming because she is an actress. There's also a big row this week broken out over Princess Charlotte attending tennis lessons at an exclusive members-only club, and the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge are not members. So some of the existing members were saying that she shouldn't be playing there. Although I would imagine it would be a big coup to have a princess of the United Kingdom playing at your club. But maybe it's time William and Catherine just became members, especially if Charlotte's going to be using it quite a lot. And apparently Charlotte is very accomplished, even at age 4, as a tennis player. And we also had news that the Duchess of York, Sarah Ferguson, is selling or auctioning off some of her clothes for charity, and some of the items required washing. Some of them even had stains on them. So it's pretty gross. Please let me know what you think about that. In the video, I did show the items. So please do have a look and tell me which item you would like, or just what you think about the items being smelly and dirty. Well, no, it didn't say smelly. It said some of them had marks that may require a light clean. But that to me says dirty. So she's been putting out their dirty clothes, which I'm not quite sure I would like. Oh, did I just say Charlotte was 4? I meant she's 2, nearly 3. Christine says she thinks they will send Ivanka to the wedding. Vinnie Blair says it was Cressida, not Chelsea. I thought it was Chelsea Davy. Everyone was saying Chelsea Davy to me. Ingrid says, I loved that video with Hyacinth and also Patricia Routledge. Hang on, I think I've missed quite a few comments. Let me go back up. Okay, Candice says, I just read an article about a lady who almost died from Poinsettia exposure when she worked for a florist. I only have the one. Maybe give it to the postman or something. Not that we want to kill the bloke, of course. Oh no. Floathan Kaiser says, Elliot, would you consider launching a commercial enterprise that produces replicas of royal jewellery, gems, tiaras and necklaces? It would be a success and could be called La Royale Mansion. I would love my own business, but I'm not sure. I mean, how on earth do you go about producing jewellery? I have absolutely no idea how you would even go about it. It's it's a fabulous idea. I would love to do it, but how do you do it? I mean, I really don't know how I would do that. Although thinking about it, I do have jewellery. Thinking about it, it's not such a bad idea because I do have jewellery producing connections. Although real jewellery, not fake jewellery. Okay, I had an idea. Who knows? Maybe I could. Odia says, oh no, I didn't think about the Trumps attending the wedding. But you bet Mrs. Trump dresses in a white dress to try and compete with the bride. I'm sure she wouldn't. Then again, maybe she would. Jen says, having the chicken pox as a young child can lead to shingles as you get older. Well, I had them as a child, but I don't think that Poinsettia is going to give me shingles. Jamie says, I thought it was Sarah, Duchess of York, that was at the event with Harry's ex. And she was also there. Hang on. Maybe I'm getting my videos mixed up. Let me just check. I will check for you to make sure. And my nose is going again. I can feel it. Okay, let's go down. Okay, I'm just going down. Okay, here we are. Ah, it was. This is where I've got confused. It was Cressida at the first carol singing event, and it was Chelsea Davy with Sarah Ferguson at a different party social event. There you go. Two carol services can confuse the brain. Candice says, I just read an article about a lady who almost died from Pontchester exposure. Oh no, and I've just read that, haven't I? Peter Tor says, I hope Trump is not invited, but I fear he might be. Jamie says, US presidents don't go to weddings. Obama wasn't at Williams, so Trump definitely won't be at Harry's. They can send out invitations to heads of states, although I think it's more likely foreign royals will be invited. Some of them, not all. I think the guest list will mainly be made up of friends and family. Okay, back to the Ingrid comment, who says, I loved that video with Hyacinth and the Queen. I can tell the Queen loved her show Keeping Up Appearances. Well, the Queen Mother definitely did. We know that for a fact. Odia says, loved the video with Patricia Routledge. Thank you. I loved it when you do comedy skits as Hyacinth. Maybe I'll have to do some more. Peter Tor says, I know in previous interviews Meghan cannot stand him. Ingrid says, indeed, that was so fun to watch. Christine says they will send Ivanka to the wedding. Possibly. Vinny says, it was Cressida, not Chelsea. Yes, I think we've just established it was Cressida who was at the event with Harry, and it was Chelsea at the event with Sarah Ferguson. Jamie says, those high-class clubs with members only are everything that's wrong with society. Yes, but if you want to let me be an honorary member of the club, I will be gratefully accepting of the invitation. Oh dear says, QE2, I hope you're right about Trump not attending. I couldn't stand seeing him there. And Diamond Dene says, I like Sophie the actress. Hope she becomes well soon. And of course, that's referring to Sophie Winkleman. Jens thinks that Cressida wants Harry back. Ingrid said, who was in a car crash? Sophie Winkleman, wife of Lord Frederick Windsor. Peter Shaw says, do we think Tracy Ullman's impersonation of Camilla is funny or not? Yes. I think parody is often the sincerest form of flattery. And yes, I do think it's rather hilarious. Jamie says, oh dear, Obama wasn't invited to William's wedding, which is twice the size of Harry's and is paid for by the Queen. So basically, it's going to be a family and friend-only wedding. But I think there will be some dignitaries there, some officials, and we still don't know if it's going to be televised or not. That announcement or that level of detail hasn't been released. So here's Mrs. R says, I really liked Sarah, the Duchess of York, more than I do some other members. She really tries, but will always seem to stumble. She does indeed. But yes, I like her too. And Jen says, if there's a wedding. Okay, oh dear says, regarding Fergie's auction items, nice idea, but not clean revolts me. Could swab and get her DNA and have it tested. You're so bad today. You are indeed. Jamie says, Sarah's blouse with a pink stain under the armpit. Vomit. Yuck, yuck. Why on earth would you buy that? I don't know. Maybe you're a pink stain sniffer. Somebody might be. James Medford says, Fergie's wedding dress was very beautiful, especially the train with Andrew's A. Jamie says, at least if you die live on chat, it will break the longest chat record. But you won't see me. I'll be killed over on the floor. Peter George says, Elliot, if Joan Rivers did, you can too. Oh, I could sell on QVC. Oh, can you imagine me selling on QVC? Oh, I'd love to sell on QVC. I'd be like, and this lovely brooch. Look, I can even do the little twinkle with the fingers. Look. Oh, I could sell stuff on QVC. James Bedford says, didn't Diana auction off some of her gowns? Yes, she did. Shortly before she died, in fact, and it was Prince William's idea to raise money for charity, and she made millions for charity. Oh dear says, making jokes about the pancetta, but I have a huge one in the picture window. No problem with sneezes. James Medford says, the Obamas can, as former president, represent a sitting president without being Trump. The first Mrs. R says, what happened to that dress? Maybe she saved it for one of her daughters to use parts of in their own wedding dresses. It will be saved somewhere. The royals do not get rid of prominent or important items of clothing, such as wedding dresses. Odia says, lots of Diana's dresses were auctioned in New York for charity. They were indeed. Ohio says, time to feed the family. Good night, everyone. Fun chat tonight. Before going, yes, I was so embarrassed for Sarah. Why would you try to sell stained garbage? And Ingrid says, thank you for the info on author Rory Clements. Do go check out the books. They are really good. Candice thinks Obama might go to the wedding. Jamie says, you can be a member of Shropshire Tillywinkle's Lovers Clubland. Maybe I should. Jamie says, I could imagine an old man perv buying Fergie's blouse and sniffing the pits. Shivers down my spine, vomit. I just read that out. That's not words from my mouth. Peter Tor says, stain sniffer. I'm still rolling. Well, some people probably are stain sniffers. Or dare I say it, knicker sniffers. Oh, the idea revolts me. James Medford says, Fergie does tumble, but is completely devoted to the Queen. I think she must be devastated when she has disappointment from the Queen. I think so. Let's not forget the time she was banished for toe sucking. Jen says, we don't downgrade your president, so don't do it to ours. I'm not downgrading anyone. As far as I'm concerned, Meghan and Harry can invite who they want. But I do think there will be invitations sent out to prominent heads of state, not just royals. Okay, lots of people laughing, saying this is gross. Betsy says, stop with the sniffing. Turn your noses off. It's gross. Donna says, I believe you are the most knowledgeable gentleman for all information on the royals. I thank you for all that you are. Thank you so much. Jamie says, knicker sniffer and toe sucking. Lots of laughter. Flofen Kaiser says, Elliot, I think Patricia Routledge should invite you to one of her little dinners. I don't think the actress actually gives little candlelight suppers, but she definitely should. I would really enjoy it. And yes, serve dinner on her periwinkles, Royal Dawson plates. And if ever that bungalow comes up for sale in real life, I have to buy it. Odia says, must go. With the knickers comment, Elliot, you must keep your standards up. Well, I'm hoping that nobody puts their knickers out there to be sniffed. I think it's pretty gross. Jen says, I didn't say about her, I said about the president. No, nobody wants to sniff anyone's undercrackers. It's just gross. Although some people probably do. Okay, on the subject of Trump, Camilla met a quad of Trumps, 4 Trumps, and that was people on an engagement she was on recently, who were wearing Trump masks. So do go and check that out. It seemed like she found it hilarious. William, Catherine, and Camilla attended the diplomatic reception where tiaras were required. Camilla, I think, arrived separately, and we didn't get to see which tiara she was wearing, but we did get to see Catherine, and she was wearing the Princess Diana Lover's Knot tiara, which was actually created by Queen Mary. So they all looked really amazing. Well, she looked amazing, Catherine, in her tiara. Ta-da! And I'm back. Okay, spot the difference. Okay, Candice says, and here we go, the convo is going downhill. Jamie says, did Fergie sell her knickers too? Not that I saw. I didn't see a pair of bloomers or anything like that. Peter Joel says, don't knock till you try it. Okay, you're putting your wine down. I'm not sniffing anything that shouldn't have my nose on it. Jamie says, no, Jen, what I'm saying is you're a hypocrite. You told us we can't downgrade your president as you don't downgrade our president. But you're downgrading Meghan, which is effectively the same thing. Okay, I will not get involved in personal arguments. Kaiser says, yes, Fergie did. And she has no drawers left either. Oh no, that's just absolutely terrible. Peter George says, Elliot is expelling snot, the poor guy. I was certainly expelling something. Odia says, Camilla's Trump video was funny. She did have a broad smile. She did indeed. Betsy says, bye-bye, Ponsietta. And Jamie says, it really is spot the difference from our point of view. Badal Gandhi says, Poncietta's gone. Christine says, a Poncietta is missing in action. And Jen says, it's gone. And Odia says, gone at last. It's certainly hit the dust. Jamie says, tell us it's safe, or I'll call the police. If anyone sees a Poncietta chopped in half somewhere roaming the streets, please call Poncietta line. It's gone. It's absolutely gone. It's gross. And I just, yes. So now that the Poncietta has gone, hopefully my nose will improve somewhat. Hopefully. Yes. I liked that Poncietta too, but it was just too naughty. Maybe I just can't sit next to it. Jamie says, don't you hurt him. I will try my best not to hurt the Poncietta. But it was definitely a very naughty Poncietta. Ingrid says, you shouldn't get rid of your beautiful Poncietta, but it's making me sneeze. It's made me sneeze and blow my nose for the past hour and a half. And it's just, yeah, no. And I really do hope it is the Poncietta and not a cold, because I really don't want a cold. I have got to touch on the Michaels of Kent, Prince Michael and Princess Michael of Kent, being mobbed, leaving a private members club by people who wanted money. And Prince Michael of Kent did actually hand over a £10 note to them, and they pleaded for more. So that's a very interesting set of photographs. Do check out that video. Okay, and don't forget as well to check out my Patreon. That's Royal Reviewer on Patreon, Patreon. I think I put the link in the description of every video. Search for my channel, Royal Reviewer, and you can see exclusive things that I put on there. After each live chat, I always put a close-up picture of my brooch as well, or whatever I'm kind of wearing jewelry-wise that chat session. And lots of other exclusive things. There are also different tiers of rewards, so do go and check it out. It's really fun, and you get lots of exclusive things. So yeah, do check that out. All my Christmas cards to my patrons have actually gone out. So please let me know when you receive them. I really am interested to know that you've got them safe. And I have sent them by recorded delivery too. So hopefully they won't go astray or anything like that. Ingrid is off, who says, see you next week, off to make dinner. Have a great week. How sad it's gone. But yes, I will be here next week. Peter Tor says, Elliot, you should think about adding a PayPal link. I have. There's always been a PayPal link. If you go to the, I suppose you call it the main page, whatever is the main page of my channel, have a look. There's a row that you should see, a row of icons, and one of them is a PayPal pup. So if you see the PayPal link, click on it, and it's there. It's always been there. Ever since I think the first couple of months of my chat, there's always been a PayPal link. So if a monthly subscription to supporting the channel through Patreon is not your thing, and you just want to leave a tip when you've enjoyed one of my videos or just whenever you want to, then you have the option of using PayPal. So yeah, it's there. Do go check it out. Tell me if you can see it. In fact, leave a comment in the comment section when the video goes live. Tell me if you can see the PayPal link. Definitely should be there. Jen says good night. Christine's off. And Jamie says, where are you all going? Well, on that note, it has been an hour and 41 minutes. So I'm going to take myself off too, and I will finish this chat. And hopefully next week I will not have the sneezes. So thank you for watching this chat. I've really enjoyed it despite all the sneezing trouble. Will the Ponchettas survive? Tune in next week to find out. So from me in Shropshire, thank you for watching. Goodbye.